my slips, my falls, my trials and tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Yo, what's going on out there, Team JVS family? Alright, so this is about to be a reaction to some potentially great news. I think it's only one segment of this that I should be reacting to, but you know how I am. I'm gonna go and give support to where credit's due. From my understanding, Umberto and Heroic Hollywood have a very special announcement to make. This was not planned, by the way. This really, I just woke up this morning, I had it on. And I know my man, Chris has already, Ping Pong Flick Show has already gone and posted about this. And pretty much all of Twitter on the low really saying stuff about it. But it's just funny. It's funny to me because back when the movie came out, people were like, oh, well, there's nothing else more to this. People got all this conjecture. You know, things like this happen all the time too. A year later, it's like, this is never gonna come out. Like, I don't know, like, it's not even finished. To, okay, it may be partially finished, but I don't know where it's gonna go. I even myself, I legit looked at the trailer that was for this deleted scene with Clark Kent going into the actual ship, and then you see in like the black suit or whatever, and I flipped out, bro. I was so heated. And after that moment, I think for me, I kind of was like reserved with the reality that I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that Zack Snyder had a completely different envisionment of what his movie, The Justice League, what he really wanted it to be prior and probably in between moments when he lost his daughter. And the reality is that even whatever he actually did finish that he was actually going to put out, those were still revisions. So I'm not saying that his initial vision, which was like this whole amazing kind of like 4-movie arc or whatever, I still think at the end of the day, the things, the meat, the grits, so to speak, that we really wanted, he consolidated it all to make it be something that was digestible, that would work with the flow of the rest of the universe, and he had it cemented and ready, but all that got scrapped. And I think that is what the byproduct of what his version of Justice League is going to be. The crazy thing is this. Initially, I was kind of like reserved with the fact of like, okay, look, I just want to be able to see what he got, like let's see what happens down the line. But imagine a world where Warner Bros. Like, okay, not only will we let you release your initial vision to actually have it like just released as a director's cut, but we'll go and help you make a animated version of what you envision. Bruh, look, I say that to say because that Apocalypse War has people talking, bro. Apocalypse War was dirty. It was grimy. It was violent. It was probably like, it would probably have made Zack Snyder seriously proud. And shout outs to everybody that was involved in that because that was epic. And it just goes to prove like, yeah, like, you can do your own thing, just make sure it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was not copying anything that, Marvel has done, whether it's the Netflix stuff, whether it's the Marvel universe, cinematic universe. This wasn't copying anything that Fox has done with the X-Men universe. It was his own thing. And honestly, the animated movies for DC has been amazing anyway. Anyway, alright, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start this video up and see where this all goes, okay? So just bear with me. And we'll get through this together. I have no idea. I haven't seen this video. I literally only have like different verbiage that's from Twitter, from people talking about it. So I'll probably have a time set so people will know exactly when the reaction starts to this. And then I'll leave my commentary after the fact. But it's already been spoiled to me exactly what it is, but I just want you guys to kind of know. Here we go.
We've all seen plenty of rumors and theories about Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, but we recently learned new information that proves the fabled Snyder Cut may end up getting released at some point. But before we reveal why, let's look at the journey so far. After Zack Snyder left Justice League following a family tragedy, Joss Whedon was brought on board to help finish the DC team-up movie. The Avengers director oversaw completion of the film, adding in his signature light comedic tone and trimmed the adventure down to a 2-hour runtime. Most recently, cinematographer Fabian Wagner claimed that the studio even changed the color palette of the film after Snyder's exit. Unfortunately, Justice League was met with a disappointing critical reception and also made a disappointing $657 million at the box office, reportedly losing Warner Brothers $60 million. This ultimately geared a number of fans into action as they created the Release the Snyder Cut campaign, calling for the studio to reveal the director's original version of the film. While it's easy to focus on the negative side of the fan movement, which has harassed Warner Brothers and DC executives in the past, it's important to note that the campaign has also managed to do some good. In the past few years, it's raised over $150,000 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Folks, to their credit, that's worth applauding.
It is.
Surprisingly, there's been a number of people connected to the film in some way that claim they've seen the near-mythical Snyder Cut, which has only added to the hype surrounding it. Those who have seen it have praised the alternate version. And, in an interview with Screen Rant, stunt coordinator Eunice Huthard says her colleagues called the film, quote-unquote, absolutely golden. Fan favorite director Kevin Smith also explained that to his understanding, the film could be watchable from a production perspective. The Clerks director told CinemaBlend that the footage most likely doesn't feature any visual effects and that it isn't a finished movie. Since Zack Snyder went through a phase of constantly revealing new shots, sketches, and unfinished CGI on his Vero account, this isn't surprising at all. But it seems like a recent screening of the film could lead to a wider release. Heroic Hollywood has exclusively learned and confirmed that Zack Snyder held a private screening of his cut of Justice League in the first quarter of 2020 with executives from DC in attendance. According to an individual with knowledge of the situation, something is happening with Snyder's cut of the film, and discussions are currently underway. At press time, we do not know if the Snyder Cut is preparing for a special one-time only fan screening, or whether the film will be released on either streaming platforms or home media. However, a theatrical release is highly unlikely. One easy route for DC and Warner Brothers to take would be to put the Snyder Cut on HBO Max when it arrives, or even DC Universe. According to Business Insider, there are major concerns regarding the DC-focused streaming service with HBO Max on the horizon. One anonymous former employee says that the feeling is DC Universe will stick around for another year or two, operating on a smaller budget. Meanwhile, HBO Max moves forward with its Jeff Johns-produced Green Lantern series and Justice League Dark from J.J. Abrams. Either streaming service would benefit from the addition of the Snyder Cut. While it's the perfect way of drawing potential subscribers to DC Universe, it would also be a huge selling point for the more expensive option, HBO Max. Remember, the upcoming streaming service will cost $14.99 a month, while DC Universe currently sits at $7.99 a month. But if the Snyder Cut ever does arrive online, what will it include?
That's a good question.
One of the many criticisms raised over the movie was that Steppenwolf was hardly a compelling villain, with the lowly new god only boasting sheer numbers of parademons to really challenge the Justice League. But in Zack Snyder's vision, Darkseid would have made a more prominent appearance across the film. The original flashback to the scene where the Atlanteans, Amazonians, and the armies of men fight Steppenwolf's forces would have used a younger version of Darkseid. The director even revealed a look at the young villain, although he looks a little different without his typical regal outfit. He's wearing his usual bizarre headpiece in the fight, but not the armor. It's a strange wardrobe choice, no doubt, but hey, we're not judging. Ares actor Nick McKinless also revealed there was a fight scene between the God of War and the young new god. He explained in an Instagram comment that they shot an entire sequence with Darkseid after he trained for 4 months to get in shape for the role.
Dang.
If that doesn't excite you, we don't know what will. How about a meeting with Wonder Woman? Snyder himself revealed that instead of being killed by parademons at the end of Justice League, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman was meant to behead Steppenwolf. The director also explained that the villain's head would have rolled into a boom tube with Darkseid standing on the other side. The ruler of Apocalypse would have then crushed it under his foot. Very cool. Snyder also confirmed that one of Darkseid's most famous servants, Desaad was also set to appear in the cut.
I got so many different things.
He's best known for being the master torturer in Apocalypse, and he sounds like a really nice guy. He even confirmed to a fan on Vero that Steppenwolf was meant to report to Desaad. In one of the original trailers, Steppenwolf mentions, quote-unquote, "There are no lanterns, no Kryptonians." This was taken from a scene between the two underlings. It's never been mentioned if other notorious Apocalypse characters like Granny Goodness or the Furies could have made an appearance, but we'll get to them later. Darkseid wasn't the only addition to the film, with Snyder confirming that his cut featured another Green Lantern somewhere along the way. When asked whether the Green Lantern that appeared in the theatrical version was also in his cut, the director explained, quote, "That's mine, but not the Green Lantern," end quote. His comments clearly reveal that another member of the Galactic Police Force was meant to appear in the film, but it's not clear whether it was Hal Jordan, John Stewart, or even Guy Gardner. Hey, someone give Kilowog another chance in live action, please. But the next time we'll see a Green Lantern in live action is in the HBO Max series, which will reportedly focus on two different lanterns. Surprisingly, another green hero meant to appear in Justice League was Martian Manhunter. Harry Lennox's General Swanwick was originally intended to be revealed as John Johns in a deleted scene from the ending of the movie that saw the hero pretending to be Martha Kent. After Lois leaves, he would have briefly reverted to his Martian form before quickly transforming back into Swanwick. It's not clear what DC's plans for the Martian Manhunter are for the moment, but for now, David Harewood is killing it in the role over on the CW Supergirl. Although Zack Snyder's 5-film arc was scrapped following the disappointing reception to Batman v Superman and Justice League, the team-up movie was originally meant to get 2 sequels. Justice League 2 would have seen the heroes fail in their attempts to defeat Darkseid, with the villain murdering Lois Lane so that Superman would succumb to the anti-life equation. Superman got pretty dark during his days in the DCEU, but a Clark Kent without hope? That would have been a devastating blow to the team. And when the villain takes control of Superman, using him to subjugate the entire planet, the Kryptonian quickly becomes one of Darkseid's biggest weapons. From there, fans would have seen the planet turn into a monstrous vision of the villain's own world, Apocalypse. Yes, this means we would have seen the reality of Bruce's nightmare vision in Batman v Superman. Who doesn't want to see a post-apocalyptic Batman? The third film would have seen the future Bruce Wayne and a broken cyborg try to send a flashback to a closer point in time to Lois's death to warn the team. Snyder didn't reveal how Cyborg was torn in half, but let's face it, it was probably Darkseid. Presumably, they would have succeeded in the third film and defeated the Dark Lord of Apocalypse once and for all. Aside from the Snyder Cut, it's extremely likely Darkseid will return on the big screen in the future. Acclaimed comics writer Tom King and the incredibly talented director Ava DuVernay are writing a New Gods movie together for DC and Warner Brothers. The pair have been teasing fans with the project for quite some time, and Tom King told Inverse that the film will be a personal adventure that stays true to Jack Kirby's cosmically strange vision. The pair have both cryptically answered the immortal phrase, "Darkseid is," on Twitter when asked if the villain will appear. Let's hope he steps out of the boom tube sooner rather than later. DuVernay also teased the inclusion of Big Barda and the Furies, saying that no self-respecting Barda fan could lead the villainous squad out. If Big Barda is around, we'd put money on Granny Goodness and Mr. Miracle not being far behind. Most recently, the director revealed that she's been working on a scene with the All-Widow in the film. The All-Widow is the queen of the bugs on New Genesis, a paradise-like planet inhabited by new gods like Orion and Lightray. So while we wait for confirmation on what Warner Brothers' plans are for the Snyder Cut, at least we can be safe in the knowledge that at some point in the future, Darkseid will appear on the big screen thanks to Ava DuVernay and Tom King's New Gods. For now, if you're looking for a movie where the Justice League go up against a villain with long-standing character arcs and everything to lose, we highly recommend Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. To say any more would spoil the surprises hidden in the animated epic, so go check it out for yourself, even if it's just for Constantine's relationship drama. Make sure to keep an eye on Heroic Hollywood, For all the latest entertainment news, be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos. Let us know in the comments if you're still excited to watch Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League, and tell us what you most want to see from the film. Thank you for watching this video.
So, alright. I'm gonna hold in my emotions. I'll let them out. Trust. I'm gonna let them out. For now, I'm gonna settle with this is really great news. The thing that we've been waiting to see, is there anything gonna become with what Zack has already explored and told us for years? That he has his own cut, it's available to him. He even mentioned within, like, when he went to the festival for the Zack Snyder Director's Cut films things, to talk to a fellow person. I literally recorded like a whole segment on this. I actually had a whole documentary on the Snyder Cut, but that's a whole other thing. But he said specifically, well, yeah, it exists. I have it. I don't know if they're ever going to release it. That's up to Warner Bros. Literally. So it wasn't like, it's just now the fact that they would go and screen it, that's fascinating. And I've noticed that even when you look on Vero, like, he's released a lot more specific things. He's released like stuff that he's posted before, and I was kind of wondering, like, what in the world's going on? Then there was one moment where he did travel, and it looked like he was going to the Warner Bros. Lot, and I was kind of like, why? Because you're working on Army of Darkness. That's a Netflix specific thing. Why are you going to Warner Bros? So now we know that he was allowing them to be able to screen it, and so that makes all the sense in the world. That is amazing news. Because that means that, why would you screen a director's cut for something that came out in 2017, bro? There's no reason. There's no reason at all unless you want to do something with it. So it's kind of like it's under new management, it's under AT&T, and which in trends actually turned into Warner's Media, which Warner's Media now is going to be platforming the new HBO Max and all these other kind of new things with Warner Brothers. And the reality is, like, it's a new regime. Like, it's new executives, it's new everybody. Walter Hamada is a big plethora, part of what's going on, as well as, like, you know, some legends like from the DC universe and DC Comics era. So I can get it. Either way, that's really great news. Wherever they got the source from, shouts out to Umberto for, you know, acknowledging this and making this I think that this should definitely be pushed a lot harder than just on a specific video. I would have just had one segment and just kind of pushed it out, but I think that they thought that, all right, we'll release it for like 10 minutes and some change, we'll add like all these other taglines to get more views, but I don't think it's hit the way that they thought it would. Not just that, I mean, they don't really have like a big foothold on YouTube, but I mean, this is gotten so far like 2,000 views, but this to me is like a million views worth of like just raw content. The thing that bothers me with this, and this is no shade to Umberto. Umberto's actually a really good scooper. He's really dope. The problem that I have with this is that him and his crew have not left me the impression that they believed anything that was going on within the confounds of what Vero was showing, what, you know, like fans have been saying, what the actors have been saying, with the, you know, even like I think that your boy Junkie XL even acknowledged that he was gonna be working on the soundtrack for Army of Darkness. So he already has said that he did make something for Justice League. I even went and I found it by talking to Mark McClure, who it is in the Justice League movie, yes. But for the different reasons. He was in the Justice movie, not as a security guard, but he was actually a police officer in a scene that was filmed. And I got that just talking to him directly myself. And I'm saying all that to say that I have a problem with all this information that they're saying, they're spilling. We have been talking about it for years. And I'm not talking about the zealots that propose that they are Snyder's or Zack Snyder, release the Snyder Cut advocates. I'm talking about the people that legit love film, love movies, love DC, love Marvel, and just are talking about the bare naked facts. Those facts have been released and talked about, and people have been spurned and talked down to about Like, oh, well, I don't know about this, or oh, I don't know about that. Or like, you know, one moment, like, all the trades run with this negative pitch, and then the trades go like, oh, well, Zack Snyder's at it again doing this. And it's like, this, I mean, it's like I'm torn, bro. Like, this is all positive information. I'm glad that he's acknowledging it, and he's saying it, and his crew is acknowledging and saying it. But I feel like this whole entire time has been like kind of pushed aside. But to be fair, to be real fair, I can't say that he's been denying certain things that exist. I think early on, like between 2017 and 2018, he was like, nah, this ain't this. And then like between 2019 or the end of 2018 to 2020, he hasn't really said anything. He's not been really vocal about any of it. So to be fair, he hasn't. But I think I just couldn't let that go in the beginning, where he was one of those ones that was like, nah, this don't exist. Nah, bro, I don't know about this. He's just been so quiet about it. His crew's been so quiet about it that I'm kind of like, bro, like, this is information we've been talking about for years, bro. And so I think that's where I'm kind of torn with it. I'm going to let it go, because at the end of the day, you know, this is all positive information. This is all information that we've known, but now it's being vocalized, it's been talked about, it's being acknowledged, and he hit every source. Like, there's some few things that I can go and add in there, but I'm not gonna go there, because I promised myself that I'm not gonna go there. I've always felt that eventually it would release, whether it was gonna be 10 years from now, whether it was gonna be 4 months from now, whether it was gonna be like, you know, I don't know, like grand re-release, kind of like what happened with the Richard Donner cut in like a digital form or physical form. It's just now things have changed. Ultimately, things have changed. It's just weird though, because where and how did he get this information? You know what I'm saying? Like, this happened post or pre-pandemic. You know, I would have figured this would have been leaked a lot sooner, because like, where did this information even come from? Either way, the question is now, that was the first quarter of 2020. So now, where does this stand? Like, is this going to be released with HBO Max? I'm a little doubtful about that. Is it going to be released digitally on home video? I'm almost certain that it will. I think the biggest question that I thought that he posed was really good is it going to be on DC Universe, or is it going to be on HBO Max? I think what they should do, if I was, you know, HBO Warner, I would say, all right, we're going to be releasing exclusively to HBO Max for first-time subscribers access to Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think that's what it's now proclaimed and called, on HBO Max first, and then after 2 months, it'll be moved over and released over to the DC Universe app. The thing about the DC Universe app that a lot of people don't know, none of the DCU movies are up there. Aquaman's not up there, Wonder Woman's not up there, Man of Steel's not up there, Batman vs Superman's not up there, Joker's not up there. So it's kind of like, why would they put, you know, the Justice League up there? I think that would be a really good maneuvering move, where it's kind of like, okay, we got this. Now, after 2 months, you will release the rest of these over, so that way you can still double dip. You can get people that want to just keep with the DC stuff, and then other people that want, you know, everything, which is the HBO Max. That way I would kind of pull it. And then, just for incentive purposes, I would be like, in, November or something like that. Or I don't remember when the movie actually released. I thought it was November. We're going to re-release it out in the theaters for fans. That's the way I would pull it. Like, go ahead and release it out digitally. Because people will double dip, bro. Like, there's way too many people out there that won't not double dip. At this point, especially, like, people, bro, everybody been to the theaters? Like, theaters aren't open. So it's kind of like, yo, even if you said, all right, we're releasing it digitally first, and then we're going to put it in theaters, people would still go. I can tell you, this is just me. If, what's the movie? Oh my gosh. A Quiet Place, right? Say A Quiet Place got released tomorrow on digital. I definitely will watch it, buy it, and then they say, okay, in October, on Halloween, we're re-releasing it out in the theaters. If things are better, I will be out there. I will be at the theater day one. I can promise you, because I love the theater experience, and that movie, I'd love to get scared by. So I think that there's a lot of money to be made, and I think that if they found a way, or Zack found a way to pre-finance the VFX that needed to be finished or whatnot, and they've got a big enough platform of people that are more than willing to watch digital content now at this point, as well as they got actual fan base, bro. Like, I can't tell you how much they would be winning on the positive side if they did this, regardless of what the movie. The question is how good is the movie? I think it's gonna be a lot better, personally, but I don't know. Either way, they would still make money. That's not gonna change. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm sorry I ranted again. I have all respect for Heroic Hollywood and Umberto. I think that that's just a little cold and callous based on the beginning stages of this, and how I was kind of bruh, the evidence is right here, but then y'all acting like this isn't facts. Y'all acting like somebody just made these facts up. This VFX that's right here showing Victor Stone on a football field going and having his mom cheer for him was all made up. These are facts. These are here, and it just was excuse after excuse after excuse, and it just hurts, man. I can see why people harbor a lot of resentment, but I'm gonna fall into this place of forgiveness, and I'm gonna go also and go on a real note and saying this is really good for those fans of what Zack Snyder did, for what the DCU has, or what they have submitted and done, in spite of a lot of the crazy transactions and transgressions. And yeah, I'm gonna shut up now because I feel like I'm ranting, and I didn't mean to go this long with it, but let me know what you guys think, and yeah, peace guys.